Hello everyone, I just wanted to make a quick video today since it's been a long time since my last one. I decided to do a video on misophonia. I have never talked about it on this channel, I believe, but I have severe misophonia and I've been to a specialist for it. I've had it for about 9.5 years now, so I've tried lots of things to try and help. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to make a little tier list of all the things I've currently tried. Of course, this is what have worked or not worked for me. So if you have misophonia or you think you might, you can still try the things I'm saying that don't work, see if they work for you, because they do work for people who aren't me, and the things that work for me might not work for you. And if you don't know, misophonia is a neurological condition where repetitive noises can cause intense emotional and physical responses. These are very unpleasant and pretty much want to be avoided if possible. I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you might have misophonia, so I'm not going to go on anymore. Okay, so the first thing is exposure. If you haven't heard already, exposure does not work for misophonia. I have tried exposure for maybe 6 years or something like that, like an insane amount of time. I thought it might work before actually talking to a specialist or anyone who knows what they're doing. It makes triggers worse. So the more you're exposed to a trigger, actually the worse the trigger can become. So that is going to be all the way at the bottom. The absolute worst thing you can do is exposure. Next is therapy, specifically CBT. So I went to CBT for my misophonia, which stands for Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, and she tried systematic desensitization, which is exposure. So she didn't know anything about misophonia, and I thought it would work as well, and we tried that and it didn't help. Not recommended for that reason, but she did actually help me through some other stuff. As long as they're not doing exposure, it's probably a good thing to do. But in terms of not going to a specialist and just going to a therapist who has not had any experience with misophonia, I would not recommend. So I'll put it in C tier. Okay, next one is a white noise machine. This is amazing. I thought for the longest time, oh, I'll just have my headphones in all the time and I'll just play brown noise, which is the best white noise there is to me. I would just walk around or not be able to leave from my computer because I'd be attached to it because it was playing brown noise. And then I got a white noise machine, and I thought it wouldn't do anything, it wouldn't be any different, but it was amazing. I could just turn it on and not think about what people are doing in the other room and not have to worry about it. So I love white noise machines. It doesn't cure misophonia, it's a management technique for it. So I'm gonna put that in S just because I really wish I'd done it earlier. I did not think it would help that much. Next is avoidance. This is obviously not a good thing. Avoidance is a very slippery slope and it can lead to lots of problems, and I think it has for me, but it is very effective for misophonia. I do not recommend it. But leaving, not having to deal with triggers is just takes away your anxiety, which obviously is very reinforcing. So it's good and bad at the same time. Like, it really works, but it is not good for you. So I do not recommend it. Next is earplugs. I know some people with misophonia love earplugs, like the normal like foam ones or things that really just plug your ears completely so you can't hear anything. And I would have to disagree. I can hear my heartbeat, which triggers me. So I do not like earplugs. So I'm going to put that in C tier. I can see why it might help, but not for me. Next is the Flare Calmer earbuds. So these are like earplugs, but they have a hole in the middle, so they're supposed to just dampen noise and like get rid of like soft noises, stuff like that, so it sounds like it should work perfectly, and it's actually even marketed towards misophonia. So I got it and I tried it, and I don't think it did anything. Some people disagree. Some people say it really works with them, and I think I'm just one of the people who it doesn't work for. So I would say D. Maybe it'll work for someone else, but it definitely did not work for me. Another one is PMR, or progressive muscle relaxation. This is where you kind of just like calm down your body one by one, and you do that over and over until you get into the hang of just like being able to calm down your body immediately. And then when you hear a trigger sound, you're supposed to calm it. I tried this for quite a while. I meditated, I did this, and I tried to just calm myself after hearing a trigger noise. And it did help with the physical reaction, but it did not help with the emotional one. It actually felt like it made it more intense. I couldn't do anything physically, didn't have any reaction physically. My mind just became like filled with the noise. So for me, it did not work. I heard a story or two where people actually will get rid of their misophonia with this. So I'm not saying it doesn't work. If that's possible, I recommend it. It doesn't hurt to try this one, but I'm going to put it in, it's not as effective as Avoidance, but I'm going to put it in C, I think, again. Next one is NRT. This is made by Tom Dozier, and it is supposed to work for misophonia. It was designed for it, but basically it's pairing a negative stimulus, so the trigger noise, with a positive stimulus. I have not tried the actual Trigger Tamer app, which is made for this. I've only tried pairing it with a positive a long time ago, just a little bit. Did not work, but I can't say if it actually will work. It might work. It did not work in the little time that I tried it. So I'll put it in C because I really should give it another shot. Next is Airpods. I was at one time like attached to my computer because I always had my earbuds in, and I would just carry it around and not be able to leave my room because I couldn't play brown noise and hold my computer as I left the room. But my dad said, let's try Airpods, and I was like, it's not going to be much different. But then I got them and I was like, wow, I have so much more freedom. I can just walk over there without having to like grab my whole computer. So I actually really glad I got Airpods, even though I don't really use them anymore because of what's coming up next. But I do think that this is a very useful option, and it's not noise canceling, which you might not know, but noise canceling things are not recommended for misophonia because it actually can make it worse over time because it heightens your sensitivity. Everyone always recommends masking it with more noise, never taking away noise, because you're going to be more sensitive when you do take off earbuds. At least the ones that are not noise canceling, I would recommend. I think they were very helpful. Next are hearing aids, which might be like, oh, that sounds like that'd be the worst thing for misophonia, and I would have to agree if they were used in the same way that hearing aids are. But instead, they are used in a method called TRT. And this is tinnitus retraining therapy, and that's for people who have tinnitus normally. It just plays constant white noise, and it's supposed to cover the ringing for tinnitus, and it's been used for misophonia to just cover the sounds, and you can turn it up and down. This is really hard to get a hold of. You have to go to a licensed audiologist. I had to go to several, and then they have to write a prescription, and then you have to talk to your insurance to try to get it because misophonia is an actual diagnosis. My hearing aids did cost quite a bit, and I wear them every day when I go out, especially to school, and I can turn them up or down, and it plays white noise just constantly. I like them. I do think they help, and because they're just always right there, I can easily just click on and it will mask the noise, but it doesn't mask as many noises as I hoped because there's no plug, I guess. So one of my biggest triggers is sniffing, and something about sniffing just cuts through every white noise on the planet, so it doesn't even help with that, which is my biggest trigger and has caused me to leave classes before. It's helpful, but it's not like it's gonna solve misophonia at all. So I'll put it in A. Lastly is medication. There are some cases I've heard where the medication, normally antidepressants, help with misophonia, so I tried them and turns out did not help with my misophonia, actually made me a lot worse. That's because I have weird genes apparently, so this could definitely help for other people. And I also then tried anti-anxiety medication to try to decrease the anxiety around these situations and maybe my triggers. Did not work. I don't think it even made me calmer. Like, I don't think it did a single thing to me. So that's just me. I don't think my body metabolizes medicine well. So they did not work for me, did not do a thing to my misophonia. So I'll put that in D or C. Okay, that's all the things I've tried so far. If you don't know, there's actually a lot more things you can try. This is just the beginning of the list, and this is just the easy stuff. I'll probably be trying hypnotherapy next. It's a possibility, and if I do try that, I might make a YouTube video about it. I feel that can be an interesting subject to talk about how hypnotherapy works for this. And if I do try anything else, maybe I'll make a video about that. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.